My wallet hates me, but the brain voices love me. So, for Black Friday this year, I decided to just go all out and get a ZFold. Now, I've been eyeing the ZFold series since it came out, and I've really always wanted one. I had a Pixel Fold before, and while it was a decent phone, it didn't have the multitasking features that Samsung's have, also Tensor G2, so yeah, I kind of turned around on that one quickly. Recently, though, I switched to Galaxy S23 Ultra, and I've been absolutely loving this phone and the Samsung features it's got on it, and it's gotten to the point where I need more room to spread out to multitask, so bye-bye $1,000. Oh, alright, so we just lift up from here, right? God damn, is this thing thin? Wow! Out of the factory, the paper's kind of a bit messed up. Should I be concerned, or... I mean, looks fine. Now, one of the downsides of a foldable I was considering is that it'd be like way wider than my normal S23 Ultra, but yeah, because they made the thing so much thinner, it's basically the same size of it. I mean, look at this. And I've got to say, one of the downsides of a foldable is that the front screen, it feels like a foldable screen, right? But finally with the Z Fold 7, it really does just feel like a more narrow Ultra, and that's kind of exactly what I'm looking for. I want it to feel like a normal phone when I'm not using it, and I want it to be a foldable when I want it. Also 8 Gen Elite, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't really feel the limit of the 8 Gen 2 on the S23 Ultra, so that's just an added bonus. Filmed on an iPhone, by the way. Hello, ugly One UI. I'm not really a fan of the way One UI looks, but the absolute feature set this software has, it's really unmatched in the mobile space. Unless you want a Chinese phone, which I don't. Yep. Nope. Easy setup with another device. Okay, so when I went from S23 Ultra to S24 Ultra, it was really smooth. So yeah, let's just do smart switch between my two phones. The box does come with a cable, right? SIM ejector. Ooh, okay, there we go. The phone's cool and all, but if it didn't have that USB-C cable included that costed 2 cents, man, would have returned this thing immediately. So I'm already feeling the haptics on this thing, and I'm not really impressed. I mean, the Samsung, the haptics were already low to begin with, so maybe it's like a system settings thing I can turn up later when we're already done setting up this device. Oh yeah, that reminds me, speaking of eSIM, I was trying to like switch back and forth between my Galaxy S23 Ultra and my iPhone 17 Pro that I'm recording on, and I just couldn't go back to iPhone. The iPhone didn't feel like a phone anymore, it just felt like an iPod Touch. It just felt way too limited. I literally cannot go back. Your device will restart to configure features supported by the new SIM card. I mean, it's an eSIM, but okay. And what this means is it just lets AT&T like track me, like spy on my banking details. Who cares at this point? I do also have the Pixel Watch coming in the mail today from the RMA I had to do for it. So yeah, it's gonna be a very Android day today. Oh neat, after restarting because of the eSIM, I gotta redo my setup again. Thanks, Samsung. And now we wait for the transfer. In the meantime, let me just tell you how I've been using the S23 Ultra as my multitasking king. So on the Ultra, there's this feature called the Edge panel, and I wasn't stoked on it to begin with, but it has been absolutely peak for multitasking on the Galaxy. I set up one-handed mode with good lock, and whenever you swipe up from the right corner, it brings up the little menu right here, and it's pretty much just a taskbar. Anything I want, I just drag it out on the screen to make it pop up. I could split screen, or I could just cancel it right there. And if the app isn't in that window, I can go into this giant app drawer, pick out an app I like, and do the exact same with it. And because the Fold actually has like a native taskbar on the inner screen, I'm stoked to use that, but I gotta wait first. Set up biometrics. Alright, so I've been kind of vocal about like the fingerprint reader on the S23 Ultra. It's not the best. Under screen, it takes like a couple tries to get right. I mean, Face ID also doesn't really work, but that's only in the dark. In day, Face ID is perfect. Alright, so the fingerprint reader, and yeah, the fingerprint reader is right here, and it's in a convenient location, so I hope it's better than at least the Pixel Folds. What? I'm doing that. Yeah, I could tell this is not going to be seamless. Face ID, this ain't. Oh, you know what? I think I was doing it wrong. You gotta move it around. Oh, now that I'm moving it around, oh, so much better. Oh, wow, yeah, that's actually going really fast, damn. Bixby? Really? Bixby still exists? I thought it was just Gemini now. Yeah, skip. Yeah, this is kind of the least favorite part of the Samsung phones. The features and the software it's really good, but just the spam, the constant spam.
Hey, wanna use Samsung Wallet? Hey, wanna use Samsung Pass?
No, I use actually good services, okay? Skip. Taking care of your phone. Pressing the screen or the front camera lens with a hard or sharp object may cause damage. Yeah, no shit. Stay away from dust. Okay, I gotta buy a case with a hinge protector then. Phone is water resistant. That's a nice surprise. Don't remove the protective film on the main screen. Oh yeah, that was a huge drama with the original Z Fold. I remember that. Your phone contains magnets. What? Is it like, it must be a hinge mechanism, because I don't think there's like the pixel snap or MagSafe or whatever you call it on this thing. You're all set up. Alright, rad. Except we're not really all set up, we gotta wait for the data transfer, but we can use the phone now. I can't really use any apps, but in the meantime, I guess let's just take a look at the massive camera this thing's got. I've never really been a camera snob, you know, except for when it comes to recording videos, and that's why I film on an iPhone. But as a camera normie, I've got to say, I am decently impressed by the videos this thing can take, especially on a foldable. And we are all done with the transfer. Okay, time to sell the S23 Ultra to recoup, like, some of the cost. Okay, so let's try out that inner screen. Okay, yeah, that's the exact same issue I had with the Pixel Fold. Some content is just not optimized for a foldable. What if we, like, maybe, like, the other orientation? No. Thankfully, Brave does have a native zoom option, so we can just head to here, hit zoom, and then get that out a bit, and there we go. That's an experience fit for a foldable. Only issue is I gotta do that every single time I, like, switch between the front screen and the cover, so, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it on 80, and that seems good enough. I do also love the ability to just have, like, your tabs up here and, like, switch between them like that, instead of having to go into, like, this pop-up menu. One thing that's starting to kind of get on my nerves, though, this taskbar, can it, like, go away? I don't want to see this all the time. Taskbar style, stay on screen, auto hide when the apps are opened. Oh, okay, so this is like the native Google, like, Android taskbar. Yeah, I had this on the Pixel Fold as well. Okay, so just swipe up, pick an app you like, drag it out, pop it up, there you go. Now, I would just disable the taskbar entirely, but doing my, like, one-handed gesture mode, it only pops up on this side because you can't have the edge panel be on both sides. So, you know what, I'll just leave both enabled. I'll have the taskbar for the foldable screen, and I'll just leave this for when I'm using the cover screen. Seems like it reset a lot of my good lock settings, so I'm gonna have fun setting those up again. When an app is not displayed in full screen on the main display, the wallpaper becomes black. What? Okay, so yeah, that's just broken. What about the front screen? Not true either. Okay. Rotate portrait with our best. Oh, okay, so this is just like automatically rotate landscape apps to portrait mode. That's a neat feature. There's also a feature to continue apps on cover screen, but no, I mean, to tell you the truth, I prefer just to lock the phone and me to have to, like, hit the lock button and unlock it if I want to continue. I prefer the security. Here's a key good lock setting. You gotta turn this on. Multi-window screen zoom. It gives you much more room when you're doing, like, your pop-up and split screen views. Yeah, compared to before, it would cut off at, like, rotate portrait with our best, but now we get extra screen real estate. Super important if you're going to be multitasking. Oh, but strangest thing, whenever I do the foldable like a laptop, there's this button that pops up. Is it like some sort of touchpad? Oh, wait. Oh, this is a laptop mode. Wait, is this like a native mouse input? Oh, you know what? I've been trying to do schoolwork. Okay, I've been trying to do schoolwork on my S23 Ultra, and there's some websites that need mouse input, so can this do that? So I'm in, like, this remote desktop for my my class I'm taking, and yeah, in the remote desktop, it is an actual mouse. The Windows computer reads it as an actual mouse. This is a game-breaking feature, because I've been wanting to do work like this on my S23 Ultra, and I just couldn't. So if we make the zoom, and we zoom it out just a bit more, we let that resize, and then we use this. And yeah, we've got a pretty much just a full Windows desktop experience by using the flex mode down here. That feature alone just makes this device worth it for me, because that was one of the biggest gripes I had with the S23 Ultra is I could get a bunch of work done with multitasking, right? But some websites just wouldn't work because they don't read the Android Touch input, but with the mouse mode, I could do anything. Speaking of which, how good is Chrome Remote Desktop on this? It is a really nice experience on the Fold. I've used Remote Desktop on my S23 Ultra before, but this, I can actually see everything, so big improvement. Now, there is an app for Android called Winlator, which lets you emulate, like, Windows apps and games on Android, so I wanted to try out Half-Life. And it's running at high 40s, like 50s, it's not stable 60, but you can play PC games on Android, and on the Fold, it feels just like a desktop. I think this would be way better with a keyboard and mouse, though. I mean, don't get me wrong, touch controls are really your only option when you're on the go, but this isn't really a comfortable way to play it for a long time. Let's see what this thing can really do with Samsung DeX. It does seem like with the Winlator, we can use this like a Windows PC. So the game is running, and I can play with the keyboard just fine, but the only issue is, once I hit like the edge of the screen with the mouse, I can't look any further. Well, that's pretty irritating. What about the screen itself without DeX? And same exact issue. Okay, I guess Winlator is like for controllers only. Parsec, on the other hand, is a much better app to use for remoting into a Windows client to play some games. The latency is way better too compared to Chrome Remote Desktop, but unfortunately Parsec, it only supports like directly touching on the screen where you want to touch instead of Chrome Remote Desktop's like pan with your finger, so it's only good for games, and really only if you have a controller too, because there's no like on-screen keyboard input. So yeah, that about does it for my experience with the Z Fold 7. The only real big complaint I have is the phone is kind of uncomfortable to hold with these corners. It like digs into my palm, but that's why I'm getting a case. Aside from that, the Z Fold 7 has really just addressed all the concerns I had with the Pixel Fold, except for the internal screen. I would like a larger aspect ratio, but I guess doing that would kind of like gimp the front screen and make it smaller, which I really do like the concept of just having the front screen feel like a normal phone. Thanks for watching this video, just watching me yap about my new phone. If you could do me a favor, maybe just like, you see the bar down there, just like rewind it to the front and like watch that ad again. Anyways, thanks for watching it, and I'll see you later.